Welcome everyone to another Challenger Misfortune gameplay analysis. We are today looking again at a game from EmdielGG, who is a Misfortune one-trick, and this game was particularly interesting because judging from the gold graph, or from the gold graph, he carried and he pulled a massive comeback, so I will be very excited how he did this. Emdiel has a very unique playstyle when it comes to Misfortune. He never buys boots and he just goes full lethality, runes being Dark Harvest, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, and Ultimate Hunter with Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm. And in this laning phase we have Misfortune Alistar versus Caitlyn Pyke, which directly means Misfortune Alistar have a massive advantage in lane, while Caitlyn can be a little bit of a lane bully with her massive range, but Misfortune just has the outright burst potential, and, well, Emdiel, of course, being a challenger tier player, will be able to capitalize on this, but we will see how this plays out. First of all, the enemy is not showing up, probably leashing bot side, which already puts them at a massive disadvantage because they will automatically lose level 2 fights. So level 2 is a very important power spike. When you kill the first 9 minions as either team in a duo lane, you hit level 2, and right now red team has lane priority and they can attack the wave first, which ultimately leads to them reaching level 2 first, right? Okay, but Emdiel eats a little bit of a ras here through the Caitlyn Q. So, yeah, Caitlyn does a great job at pushing, actually out-pushing them, reaching level 2 slightly before them, and Pyke going in, which is kind of a mistake because now his abilities are on cooldown, which opened up Caitlyn for the Alistar. Yeah, that was a misplay by the Pyke. Alistar is kind of low, but Caitlyn is super low, and so red team now has pretty much asserted dominance in the lane. As far as the jungle matchup is concerned, it's Graves versus Nidalee, so two very early focused junglers, and, well, they already put a ward there to spot the potential Nidalee gank. Graves is bot side as well, so he might be looking for something. Yeah, clearing the Scuttle Crab. Yeah, but right now what Emdiel is doing, he abuses the fact that Caitlyn is low life, and he stands on his dying minions. You see that? He just stands right next to them. So as soon as Caitlyn walks up to last hit them, he could auto her back, and Caitlyn cannot afford that due to her low health. So she loses a lot of farm. And now the Graves gank comes, but nothing major, no summoners forced. Misfortune taking a tower shot, which is suboptimal, but not the end of the world. CS-wise, Caitlyn is not doing too bad, even though Emdiel has been zoning her for last couple of minutes. It's only a 3 CS difference, and she can farm this entire wave under turret. Yeah, so this Caitlyn definitely still in the game, and she knows how to play for sure. Graves going for a very early dragon, that's very risky. Not even a control ward in the pit, I don't like this play. It might go horribly wrong. Let's see. He doesn't have smite, I think, because he smit earlier to gain health. Alright, but it somehow worked, and yeah, red team lost a little bit of farm there. But it's not my opinion, but objectively, no pun intended, Mountain Drake is the most valuable Drake. I don't know if I agree with that, because I would rather have combat stats than objective damage, because when you don't win fights, you are not able to go for objectives anyway, so I would say Infernal Drake is better. But Mountain Drake, the public opinion is Mountain Drake is the best Drake in the game, so that's very much worth it. And Emdiel still has a CS advantage, even though they were doing Drake, and that's the reason for that is because Caitlyn needed to recall, which put her back at full health. So he doesn't have a direct CS disadvantage due to the dragon play, but what happened is Caitlyn could recall, could spend her gold. Emdiel did not have time to recall, so Caitlyn now has item advantage, and health advantage and mana advantage. Emdiel is Yeah, now he recalls. This is a... Alright, this is not a freeze. If one more caster minion had lived there, then blue team could have frozen the wave indefinitely, which would have put Emdiel massively behind. But since it was only a 3 minion advantage, the blue team minions will start slowly pushing towards red side, and therefore it is not a freeze. Emdiel bought a serrated dirk, which means now he has the item advantage, since 2 daggers. Well, technically speaking, yes, attack speed is a valuable stat, especially when it comes to last hitting, but you kind of want attack damage first, because attack speed, the rate at which you attack, amplifies the damage you already have, if that makes sense. So buying attack speed right off the bat doesn't make you as strong as buying attack damage first. And Emdiel has obviously an attack damage item with some lethality on it, which gives him now lane priority again. So both of them at 1 potion. The AD carries, that is. Support's also at 1 potion, okay. It's also very valuable to keep track of the enemy potions and of your own, so you know which traits you can actually take and which you can't. And Caitlyn making a major positioning mistake there, costing her half of her health, which pretty much forfeits any opportunity to fight if Alistar chooses to engage. And this is exactly what he tries to do, but he misses, unfortunately. Very nice play, though. He headbutted, I would say, a minion, and he hoped to get them inside the radius of Pulverize, because Pulverize is obviously AoE, but unfortunately didn't work out. Gank might be coming, yes. I was looking at the minimap and where the Graves is. Yeah. Unfortunate. Let's look at this fight again. Right, so no, let's go a little further back. Mid is missing pinged, and there's no ward, and they still don't retreat, which is the first mistake that leads to this death. And okay, Emdiel respects it, but the Pyke positions so aggressively that it's pretty sure his body language, so to say, gives it away that a gank is coming. But well, Emdiel still didn't react fast enough. That was a preventable death, and well, yeah, it could have easily been prevented by watching the minimap and the enemy support's body language. Mid lane got the kill, which could be trouble for the Akali, but we'll see. So it's okay for Emdiel because neither Caitlyn... Well, Pyke getting the kill wouldn't do anything either, since he doesn't have ulti yet. But the most important part, obviously, is that Caitlyn doesn't get the kill. And she's working towards a Stormrazor. Emdiel buys an early pickaxe, which surprises me. Probably to be gold efficient, to spend all his gold, I would guess. Because Emdiel typically just buys Duskblade into Ghostblade, into Lord Dominic's Regards, into Edge of Night. And Pickaxe goes into... Yes, it goes into Lord Dominic's Regards, but that's his third item, generally speaking. So I think it's god efficient. Emdiel, I know you're watching. You can just type a comment and tell us what's that about. Okay, he gets a Soul Stack. You always want to trade on a Cannon Wave with Dark Harvest Misfortune, because obviously your Keystone will deal damage then. Yeah, but the enemy lane has retreated in time, so nothing happened. The area is sufficiently warded for them. Alright, nothing happening really. Just a little skirmish. Feeling each other out. Yeah, but this was a very important Q. You can always go for Qs like this under tower because the projectile speed is rather slow, and by the time the Q reaches the enemy, the bullet reaches the enemy, you are already out of tower range and the tower won't attack you. And on top of that, Emdiel obviously had a Dark Harvest stack ready and wanted to make use of that. It's always looking for small advantages like this. Alistar goes roaming, which is a good thing because Alistar is okay, I thought something was happening there. Alistar is generally known as the king of roams, as far as supports are concerned. So Emdiel needs to play accordingly, which costs him this soul stack right there, but whatever. Most important thing is to not get 2v1'd in a situation like this, but the pike is nowhere to be seen either, which could be a false sense of security, to be honest. So he still needs to be careful. Okay, now he's 2v1, but Alistar returns, so now normal laning resumes. Kinda even in CS. Hex Flash. Ooh. Nice. I think that's the first time ever that I've seen a... Okay. Okay, close enough. It's the first time ever I've seen a successful Hex Splash. It forced out the Caitlyn Splash, which might cost her her life if she missteps here. Yeah, they cannot control this bush anymore. Akali coming bot too. This might be a... Huh. Okay, they did their best, but Caitlyn still got caught. Yeah. She would have lived if Alistar had not managed to force out her flash in that situation with the Hex Flash. Emdiel didn't do too much there, but I mean, he's the AD carry, he needs to ramp up anyway. Yeah, but this first tower, no. Actually not the first, I didn't pay attention to top lane. Bot lane tower is gone. So macro play wise, what you want to do as a bot laner, if you win lane like this, you want to... well, they don't have a huge gold advantage, they just have the tower gold, but you want to exert pressure elsewhere on the map, because even if you're not that far ahead and can just bully the other laners... Wait, am I missing something? Something important happening? No, Misfortune was back. Okay, so I can still ramble. Even if you don't have that big of a lead that you can bully the other laners, you still want to get farm, obviously. Okay, I need time. You want to farm, obviously, and pushing beyond, even pushing beyond this rock is very dangerous when lane phase is over. And so you just push the wave past the river and then go elsewhere, because pushing up here, this is what a lot of low elo players do. They just continue pushing bot lane, continuously push the same lane, and if you're in this area, you're just asking to get ganked by the mid laner, by the jungler. You're pretty much death fodder at this point, so never do that. Alright, what's happening here? Pick on the Alistar, and they try to dive, alright. Yeah, and this is of course the situation Misfortune absolutely wants, because if you attempt to dive a Misfortune, all she needs to do is press R. You don't even need to do anything fancy, just press R and the dive is pretty much negated. Yeah, that's what happened. Still a 2 for 2 in the end. Well, counting the Alistar, it's a 2 for 3, I guess. So, not the worst of situations. Yeah, but it could have been better for blue team had they not decided to dive there. Okay, and that was just randomness from the Akali. Okay, the next dragon is up, and well, Emdiel didn't go top lane in this situation because he needed to head mid lane due to stuff happening there. And you obviously want to play around objectives, so they cleared the crab to get vision on dragon, waiting for the graves to set up the dragon play. Now they push the lane past river, and I'm not sure if I agree with Emdiel staying there. This is greedy. This is just greedy. If he pushes this lane, he needs to leave. Okay, his jungler is coming, so... yeah, so that's the reason he's staying. Yeah, the pike's also already coming. This could get very ugly very quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't... I don't feel well seeing a play like this, yeah. They retreated to safety and tried to make a dragon play, which is macro-wise the correct decision. But they should place a control ward in the pit first. Yeah, they don't have a control ward, they leave dragon alone. And this is a very, how do I say this? A very crucial point in the game for any AD carry, because right now you are in danger of... Okay. Okay, I definitely don't agree with that play. Yeah, we can go over that real quick. Right, so Emdiel places himself in this bush since, well, he might be a little bit frustrated because he has nowhere to go and is at risk of falling behind in farm. And his build doesn't allow him to farm very well either. He is sitting at 0 completed items versus Stormrazor Caitlyn. He sees her coming. We have red team's point of view as far as Fog of War is concerned. So he sees her coming and tries to trap her with ulti. But what's also happening... Yeah. He gets completely collapsed on. So for sure a misplay there. Well, red team has numbers advantage since Poppy and Nidalee are both dead, and only Misfortune is dead, so they try to go for Dragon, but yeah, Graves should have this. Alistar's recalling. Ocean Drake, generally speaking, not too important. I like to call it the overstay Drake, because when you have Ocean Drakes, you are... They sometimes bait you in overstaying, since you regen HP and mana, and think, oh, I can still fight, but what you then forget is that you didn't spend any gold, and the enemy just have way better items now. Yeah. So they now got Ocean Drake and Mountain Drake. And Emdiel is alive again, finishing his first item. Okay, it's just sitting on the pickaxe, so I would guess Duskblade into Ghostblade into Lord Dominic's Regards is still the way to go for him in this game. Yeah, picking up jungle monsters, just free farm. He already lost some farm. He was at 10 CS per minute until minute 10, and now it has dropped off a little bit. It's down about 30 CS. Okay, yeah. They don't even get them, give him the farm mid lane. Shen just takes it. Or does he? Oh, okay, he's a nice guy. That's the AD carry farm. Yeah, but this is something that happens to me quite frequently. If I do that, I just get... Okay. I just get screwed over by my teammates. But the other one's just simple Misfortune stuff. As soon as the crowd control, the Shen taunt lands... Okay, a lot of stuff going on. I will need to pause real quick. Yeah, you see that? The taunt lands, and Emdiel even ulted before that, since he anticipated the Shen taunt, which locked the Nidalee in place, ensuring the kill, obviously. Alright, but now he has his ult on cooldown for the coming team fight, which is definitely not optimal. And Pyke initiates. This is the direct initiation, but it's just Alistar who is caught, and well, Shen, so not too bad. Wait. It's very hard to follow this, even though I'm not playing right now. It's crazy. Right, so Poppy goes in, initiates upon the Alistar, Pyke goes in, and it would be so juicy for Emdiel to be able to ult there, but he isn't. Yeah, but Pyke gets caught and dies from the ignite. Yeah, that's what happened. I was wondering, how did Alistar get that kill? But Emdiel, got CC'd by the enemy mid laner, which is, as a rule of thumb, always a death sentence. In the mid game, as an AD carry, never try to duel the mid laner, and be very careful never to get caught by the mid laner, which is what happened to Emdiel right there, and blue team gets aced for that. Brutal. Alright, skipping Ghostblade for now, it seems. Yeah, probably to make use of that early pickaxe, I would guess. Poppy has an Iceborne Gauntlet, so it is already quite valuable. But generally speaking, Lord Dominik's Regards is a very strong armor penetration item, even against targets who did not buy much armor. Or even nothing at all, since it's obviously total armor penetration and not bonus armor penetration. Alright, so what's on the map? We are at minute 18, so Baron is not yet a thing to worry about. But this top lane turret is still standing, and this mid lane turret is still standing, so red team should be looking to take those. Blue team needs to answer bot lane first, because else they will have pressure on the tier 2 turret already. So right now they have numbers advantage. Okay, Shen tries to mirror the Poppy to keep her busy. But since Shen has ulti, he does, right? Where can I see that? Where's Shen? There, yeah. I think he has ulti, so red team still has numbers advantage somehow. You know what I mean, right? Shen just ults in. Why do I make it so complicated? Okay. Yeah, but Emdiel is right now doing what he always tells me and takes jungle farm so he doesn't fall behind farm-wise. He always tells me, make your jungler hate you. That would be a good rule of thumb. And I see what he means by that. He already got spam pinged by his own team. Yeah, they're definitely not happy about that. Alright. Damn. A note like that really hurts to see. How many Dark Harvest stacks does Emdiel have, by the way? I don't think there's a fight happening. They just retreat now. Alright. Yeah, they cannot hold this. 102, okay. Yeah, Shen needs to come, definitely. Losing tier 2 turret in mid lane is a very big deal because it opens up your entire jungle. I think I say this like every single analysis, but it's a really important concept to keep in mind. Just draw a line, an imaginary line from your outer turrets, so from the turrets that are still alive, obviously, to one another. So from here to here to here, and everything beyond this line, right there, is no longer safe for you to go. So you pretty much need to ward up your own jungle in order to not get completely counter jungled and collapsed. Right, finally taking mid turret, which, as I've just said, is a big deal. And Akali gets semi-caught with her invisibility rather. Emdiel is... What Emdiel is doing right now, this is a very important concept, which is crucial if you want to play AD carry. The team fight is... I shouldn't point with my finger, I should probably point with the cursor. The team fight is already breaking out, but Emdiel is not yet in there. You see that? He's still standing even behind the wall, looking to maybe get an ult off in this choke point. Over the wall, obviously. Or just waiting for all the important crowd control spells to be on cooldown, so Poppy Dash, Sandra. And when it's completely safe, then there's nothing left that could kill him. And if he gets caught by a spell like this, he just dies instantly. But so he waits that everything's off cooldown, and then he goes in. Yeah, right now you see the ult in the choke point. And now he can go in. Yeah, that was textbook. Oh, don't overdo it, Graves. Oh, they cannot do Baron. Yeah, Infernal Drake is very important, obviously. But the problem that red team is facing right now is if they are going Infernal Drake, which will take a little bit of time at least, and then recalling, the enemy will have respawned and might be already on Baron. So they cannot lose any more time. They need to recall immediately after they finish the strike. Or not. Okay. Yeah, but already the ping's coming to Baron. Emdiel is pushing out bot lane, which is probably fine. I mean, he's the challenger player and I'm not, so yeah, I'm just diamond trash. Who am I to talk? If Emdiel says pushing bot lane is fine, then he's probably correct. Now he's recalling, but the enemy, obviously, as I've said, are using this time to prepare Baron, clearing enemy vision and setting up vision on their own. Yeah, Alistar might die for this. But this is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. I mean, look at this situation. The fight is already breaking out and Emdiel is way too far back. Had he recalled immediately, he would have been already there, because he's obviously faster than the Graves. And he would have been able to ult, to auto, to do something, right? And right now what happens? Okay, they do get out alive. Miraculously. Alright, so it did work out in the end. But you see what I mean, and especially in lower elo solo queue, and by that I mean diamond and under, a lot of the times people are very bad at just disengaging, and when they get engaged like this, they would just that would just be a full-fledged fight, and Emdiel could do nothing but watch. And yeah, so it's generally speaking probably better to recall immediately in a situation like this. Alright, not getting the taunts. Nice pick. Yeah, Caitlyn overstepped there. And of course they now have numbers advantage and can push down this turret. And this is also very important. A lot of people get greedy and they dive immediately, but red team played this correctly and took down the turret and then went in. You saw the Alistar didn't go in before the turret has fallen. Alright, yeah, this is a free inhibitor. Yeah, this could be dangerous for red team. Okay, Emdiel dealing tons of damage there, but it would be safer. I mean, what are you fighting for? There's nothing to gain there. There's no way you're going to get this turret or this turret after you take the inhibitor. So after you take the objective, the safe, free objective, which in this case was the inhibitor, you just retreat and go back. So you give the enemy no opportunity of making a comeback. Yeah, he went Lord Dharms first. How much gold does he have? Okay. Alright, so on paper, what you should be doing now is, yeah, the Baron ping already coming, and all you really need to do is to wait for the super minions to crash into their base, and as soon as they need to retreat to de-push mid lane, red team can start Baron. How did that happen? And why did that happen? Ah, okay, Akali gets greedy. Tries to get a pick. Chases them into Fog of War. Yeah, this was a major misplay. Akali knew they just had all respawned and they didn't have vision in the enemy jungle. So where are they? Where are they? Obviously in their own jungle, clearing camps. And this just ends disastrous. Alright, nice ulti. Poppy barely out of range though. Damn. Yeah. What happened there? Emdiel tried to join the fight, but he stepped on a Caitlyn trap, where the Lissandra is right now. There was a Caitlyn trap, and he stepped on it, and he couldn't get an auto attack range, so he couldn't get any damage off. And he dies for it. Okay, let's look at this again. Yeah, see that? Emdiel rushing in with all his items. Okay, yeah, the Caitlyn trap right there, you see it. He ults. And he tries to get auto attacks on the Poppy to kill her off, but he just stands there, being trapped. And this is enough time for blue team to just finish them all off. Unfortunate. This could have gone better. The safest play obviously is to just accept that Akali misplayed and died and wait for her to respawn. Yeah, they tried to bail her out, or to avenge her rather, but it didn't work out at all. At least red team has sufficient vision in the enemy jungle, so they see if they're preparing Baron. Yeah. Obviously blue team was also very low and needed to recall. So red team did lose an objective for this. But yeah, at this point in the game, especially past 25 minutes, since everyone's just getting so strong item-wise, everything revolves around Baron. Alright, so, and this is the thing, blue team looks for a fight, because what blue team does not want is getting checkmated, basically, by being stalled out in the Baron area, and Super's just crushing in their base. So blue team needs a fight, and red team wants to stale, wants to stale the fight, stall? English, goodness, I hope you forgive me. Wants to stall out the fight. Alright, so Alistar disengages, cost him his ulti though. And blue team has vision control. What is a nice... This is obviously... well, blue team has the advantage map-wise, just by the nature of the map, because they can put the control ward right here, and it sees the entire pit. And, well, red team could place a control ward there, which makes it very hard to clear for blue team, since if they step forward to clear it, red team can attack Baron, and Baron immediately aggroes them. So this would be a way to re-establish vision for red team. Because putting a normal ward there obviously doesn't do anything. You see that? The ward is blocked by the control ward. Alright. Yeah, and right now blue team's inhibitor is coming back up, which evens the playing field again. And you see the particles, Baron is being attacked. Yeah. Nice ulti. Just to force them to disengage. Alright. Nice one shot. Yeah, that's the raw damage you get from not buying anything but damage. Alright, so two things. First of all, blue team made a mistake by starting Baron, since they got damaged and the resistances got shred. And then they were low and got chased, so they pretty much lost the fight, but now red team for some reason tries to dive, and so it's kind of evened out again. Yeah. Red team still comes out ahead, but that dive was a little bit too much there. Caitlyn defending the base, so Drake is free. Yeah, and see that? Because red team, obviously they try to play towards their map advantage, and all that stalling around Baron enabled the super minions to at least get one of those turrets, but now Inhibitor has respawned, so the turret is not too important right now. Okay, and what happens? Obviously, rinse and repeat. Baron is still on the map, and you now fight for vision and try to take it. And right now, red team is favored map-wise, since the side lanes are pushing. Well, okay, this wave is not. Which is not too... Oh no, Shen doesn't have ulti. There's no way anyone can go bot lane. The whole wave just crashes on the turret and dies. Because if anyone were to go bot lane right now, they just lose Baron outright. They cannot afford to do that. And Akali gets picked off by the Poppy. That's not cool. Yeah, blue team is having a massive numbers advantage right now. Nice. Yeah, it's just a raw damage of Misfortune. Even though her ult got cancelled, she did so much damage. Poppy doesn't live. And neither do Pyke and Lissandra. Okay, so Emdiel's raw damage prevented worse things from happening. Yeah, this fight is not developing into anything. They can both disengage easily. Yeah, the only problem there is, as you see in the chat, that Emdiel needed to blow his summoners, which are obviously important for big team fights such as Baron team fights. And obviously what's happening? Rinse and repeat. Both teams will group around Baron again. Well, that's pretty much everything it comes down to. Just play around the objectives. Objectives win games, and Baron is obviously the most important one. Well, there might be an argument that Elder Drake is more important, but that's situational, I would say. When's Elder spawning, by the way? Where can I oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Wait, I wanted to see when Elder is spawning, but I don't know how. Okay. Emdiel does... I don't know what he's doing. Please, dude. Yeah. Okay, so Emdiel walked into Fog of War on his own with 5 enemies alive, right next to the Baron area even, and he obviously died for that. Not much to say about this. Alistar gets low for that too. Abilities get baited out. Yeah, blue team can now just fully go on them. That was a major throw. Red team at least loses this inhibitor. They need to try to defend those 2 base turrets. But there's no way they could defend this inhibitor there. They don't have very much damage. Akali's just an assassin. She can't do too much, I would guess. Yeah, she goes down. Alright, MD respawns. Murders everyone. Yeah. Okay. I'll pause the video and think for yourselves what happened there. Why did Emdiel... No, other phrases, not Emdiel. Why did blue team lose this fight so hard? What did they do wrong? What did they do wrong there? Okay, pause it. Alright, now you can resume. The answer is pretty simple. They took the free objective, which was the inhibitor, but then they got greedy and tried to take a base turret as well. But Emdiel was already respawning. They were not watching respawn timers, and MF is the most fed member on the enemy team, and she was respawning, and she's the AD carry, which pretty much tells you should run away. But they didn't. They went greedy, tried to go for the base turrets, and got smashed. Yeah, typical overstay. You take the free stuff and then retreat. You don't try to push your luck. Alright. Now they run. A little bit too late. Cost them 2 kills. Alright, alright. What a power move. Holy moly. I want to see that again. He takes the Caitlyn ult, no big deal. Blue trinkets this. Flash auto Q. Yeah. How many Dark Harvest stacks? Almost 300. And full lethality item build? Yeah, you're not going to live through that. Obviously. Now finishing as Edge of Night. Yeah, so the build order this game was Duskblade, Lord Doms, Yamus, Cleaver, and Edge of Night. I wonder why though. Why did you go Cleaver first? I would go Edge of Night first, but... Alright, and death timers are very long right now, so... Yeah... You just get one shot by the MF at this point. No way. Yeah, so this overstay right there cost blue team the game. No way they're going to recover from this. Red team now pushes with Baron buff. Emdiel is at a point where he one-shots anyone. So nothing the enemy can do really. And red team cannot even engage properly because Nidalee is down and they are outnumbered again. Flash taunts, Caitlyn is down. Pretty sure. Oh, she lives, alright, but she's out of the fight. She cannot defend anything and now the whole base just gets taken away. And it's just one turret, so red team can easily take it. Yeah. If you're wondering why Emdiel did so much damage to the turret, it's because both lethality and Dark Harvest work on turrets. Alright, that was another Challenger analysis. It has been a while since I made one of those, so I'm very happy I could do it. And I'm actually very, very happy because I'm feeling a little bit sick. That's why you see me with my scarf. But I'm fine. I still have my voice, which is important. Yeah, but key takeaways from this game is don't overstay, don't dive unnecessarily, and just take the free stuff, don't push your luck. But I think this is a, how do you say this? Prime example? I mean, both teams are pretty much at fault. They, it's annoying with this thing here, but there was blue team with the overstay, there was red team with the unnecessary dive, you know, and here at this inhibitor I think it was a similar situation where red team tried a little bit too hard and almost got caught. Yeah, I hope you learned something and I hope you liked. You can give me a thumbs up if you liked, and see you next time.